How we doing, everybody, and welcome back to another new comic book day vlog. Today is the first week of April for new comic book day. Today's April 1st, 2026, and it's currently 9:45, and I'm right here outside my local comic book store, Multiverse Games and Comics, as always. And today, I only have 4 comic books for today. 1 is Marvel, 2 is DC, and 1 is Indie. So I'm gonna start off with Marvel. For Marvel, it is a new issue of a new series, and it is Daredevil issue number 1. I never read a Daredevil comic book before. I only bought one Daredevil comic book, and it's the first ever Daredevil comic book, Daredevil issue 1 facsimile comic book that released back in the 70s. They brought it back, and that's the only Daredevil comic book I have, and also the Daredevil comic book of the first appearance of Punisher, that comic book as well. So I have 2, so I messed that up. So yeah, Daredevil issue number 1. This is my first ever Daredevil comic book that I'm about to read, and I'm going to see how it is. Next is DC, and it is Batman issue number 8. I think it is issue 8. Yeah, issue 8, and we're kicking things off right after the events of Batman talks with the Joker, and turns out this Joker knows Bruce is Batman, or he knows Batman is Bruce, because I think this is like the continuation of like other Batman comic book that the Joker knows that Bruce is Batman. So yeah, Batman issue 8, and next is The Avengers of Superman, Book of L, issue 7. This is like a mini series. This is a 12 issue comic book that's coming out, and so yeah, can't wait to read this one, see what happens. And lastly, indie comic, it is Speed Racer issue 7. We're kicking things off where it left off the last issue, which Speed Racer was in a race off against someone that Pops Racer knew, and he has a son, and he wants revenge after what Pops Racer did to him and his family. And so he entered a race for revenge, and in that race, Speed Racer was pushing the Mach 5 over its limit, and the car exploded. And we're going to see if a Speed Racer survived or not, or how bad he is. And so yep, and maybe we're going to see a new car, probably for Speed, for him to drive. I'm hoping it's the Mach 6. So yeah, those are basically the 4 comic books: Daredevil issue number 1, Batman issue 8, Adventures of Superman, Book of L issue 7, and Speed Racer issue 7. Those are 4 comic books, and let's just head on over there to get the comic books. Okay, so we're back from the car. I didn't film anything in there because there were so many people in there, and I couldn't get the time for me to film. And so yeah, I got my comic books right here. I got 3 out of 4 comic books, and I'll tell you which one I didn't get. So start off with Daredevil issue number 1. This is the first series of Daredevil comic book that I'm about to read. Never read any comic books except the facsimiles of Daredevil issue 1 and Daredevil 129. I think that's what was the issue when he meets the Punisher. But this is my first ever Daredevil comic book that I'm about to read. And as I said, I never read any Daredevil comic books. I just watched the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, and I did watch the Netflix Daredevil series, but I never finished it. I paused on it. I finished season 1, but I never finished the last 2 seasons, and I didn't even know Disney bought the rights to the Daredevil Netflix series, and now I cannot be able to watch it. But I do have Hulu, and Hulu just put out the Daredevil Born Again season 1, so I'm thinking about watching it. And so yeah, can't wait to read this one and watch Daredevil Born Again Season 1 on Hulu. Next, The Avengers of Superman, Book of L, Issue 7. And this is, as I said, a mini-series that's coming out. There's only 12 issues, so 5 more issues to go. So can't wait for to read this one. Next is Speed Racer Issue 7. This is kicking things off after what happened season issue 6. And as you can see, the cover looks like Speed Racer survives. And so he's probably thinking about if he's ever going to drive again or something, because I can see he has his helmet right there. Or maybe they're about to build the Mach 6. Can't wait. And so, yep, these are the 3 comic books out of 4. And the one thing that was not there was Batman issue 8. They did have the variant covers, but I don't want to get variant covers. I mostly want to get the A cover. And he told me that there was a delay in the shipping. So he said in the afternoon they're going to come in and he's going to have one set for me. So I'm going to wait till it gets afternoon and pick it up and read it for that one. So yeah, so let's say it's a successful 4 comic books. I got all 4 comic books, just gotta wait for the Batman issue 8 cover 8 to come in, and then it will be a successful comic book. So yeah. Oh, and also, as I mentioned, Superman, Superman on April 18th is Superman Day, and for that day it's actually on Saturday. So April 18th is going to be like the anniversary of Superman when he first appeared in comic books, and that day they're going to release comic books for that day. Some reprints of comic books that came out and facsimiles. I think they're going to reprint the very first issue of Superman, Superman issue 1 or Action Comics issue 1. Those 2 facsimiles, I'm not sure which one. And they're going to reprint Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, that one. And I'm thinking they're also going to have some free comic books for to grab as well. So yeah, I don't know what the free comic books are, and if they're going to be any free comic books for that day, but I'm going to be on that day on Saturday, April 18th. That's the day. And if y'all would if y'all have comic book stores nearby, go check it out and see some comic books and grab some free comic books to grab and read. And so, yep, April 18th, that's the day. So anyway, yep, that's all I got for this week, and I'll see y'all the next new comic book day vlog. Adios.